A student government at St. John's University in New York rejected an application from Turning Point USA. Turning Point was not alone. Other applications were rejected too. St. John's is a private Catholic school. Was the rejection based on politics? Does the First Amendment apply to private schools which receive federal money? Joining us is spokesperson for Turning Point USA, Andrew Kolvet. Welcome, Andrew. I want to, again, express my sympathy with the loss of your friend. They say time heals all things. It doesn't. So my sympathies to you. I know that you lost an extremely close friend. Tell us what happened, which criterion were allegedly unmet, and whether TPUSA will reapply at St. John's.
Yeah, well, thank you for the sentiment, Trey. And you're right. There's certain things you don't get over, but we're doing our best to continue honoring what Charlie's mission was and his legacy through Turning Point. So, and I'm so glad to talk about St. John's, because this is exactly what he spent his life doing. And to answer your question, no, they didn't give us much clarity at all. Their letter to us was vague. It just said, "Sorry, at this time we regret to inform you." And it's a lot of hypocrisy involved, especially, Trey, I want to highlight this for your audience, with Catholic and Christian private universities across the country. We are at a point now, Trey, after Charlie's assassination, where all the Ivy Leagues, which historically never let us form chapters, they're all getting on board. And they're lapping these private Catholic and Christian universities. They are time and time again the worst of the worst. When it comes to St. John's, we got rejected the first time in 2020. Then we got rejected again in 2024, and now again just recently. And what's interesting about this, actually, our field rep in New York City is a guy named Anthony Romano. I recommend everybody check him out on X. He's been keeping everybody apprised of this story. He was actually the chapter member that was trying to form the RSO in 2020, gets rejected, was so disappointed at St. John's because he's a proud Catholic, local New York boy. He ended up transferring to Alabama and getting involved in the chapter there. And once he graduated, he went to work for us, and now he's trying to do the good work that he can in New York City, because he sees the hypocrisy in plain view. I mean, there's every kind of LGBTQ plus group you can imagine. There's pro-Palestine groups at St. John's. They even make housing for gender-affirming housing, and they have special lavender graduation ceremonies, everything you can imagine at St. John's. But for some reason, a pro-America, pro-capitalist, conservative student group is beyond the pale for these folks.
Well, like a smart guy, you anticipated my next question. I was going to ask you, when I hear Catholic, I think anti-death penalty, for instance, which I respect. I mean, if that's your position, that's fine. It's not mine, but if that's yours, that's fine. I was going to ask you, are there groups that have been approved that would make us think this is rank hypocrisy? It is content-based discrimination, but you just laid out things that I'm pretty sure the Catholic Church doesn't teach.
Yeah, well, they even have a letter, and I apologize for looking at my phone, because it blew me away. I was like, I need that written. They have their bishops support LGBTQ and affirm them. So, it's a very fascinating thing. And I have a list here, Trey, because, again, this isn't just a problem at St. John's. This is across the country at Catholic and Christian private universities. Time and time again, they are the biggest cowards. And so I'm going to call them out. Loyola University, Xavier, Seton Hall, Azusa Pacific, Point Loma Nazarene, Catholic University. This has been a trend, and it typically is a situation where they're, a Christian or Catholic university in a blue state, and they don't want to offend the political leaders of that state. And so time and time again, the university presidents could overrule these decisions. They could overrule them and intercede. They choose not to. So if you happen to be an alumnus or a donor at some of these universities I just mentioned, the only way to get around this at a private Christian or Catholic school is to put pressure on them. So we're asking for your help out there. Put the pressure on. Let them know this is not okay. Let them know that the hypocrisy is not okay. These are school chapters. And this is what's interesting, Trey. At St. John's, there's historically always been organic support for these clubs. We have a ton of students that want to form a club at St. John's, and they're being blocked. They're being blocked by their school leadership, and something needs to be done about it, and that comes from donors and alumnus.
I'm just still trying to get my head around the schools that embrace atheism or agnosticism or no religion at all, allowing TPUSA, but self-described Catholic schools. I'm trying to get my head around that. I know the Bible says Christians should not sue one another, but you might want to talk to a good lawyer, which excludes me, but you might want to talk to a good one. In the meantime, thank you for educating us on a Sunday night.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.